What's going on, EDC people, and what is our journey today? I'm going to move the tripod just a little bit now that we've started. Okay. I'm going to do a small unboxing video, but before I do that, and it's very simple, not a review, I just want to show you a couple things. This is a buck knife. I should do this on camera, but it says buck 313. This is a buck 313 that I've done nothing to as far as cleaning goes or anything at all along those lines. Take a look at that. This is pocket use. This thing must have been carried in. I know the person who it belonged to. He was in the military, the Navy, and then the Army. Made it to a decently high rank. He probably had this knife in his back pocket for 20 to 30 years, I would imagine. And look at the use on it. That whatever that, if it was G10 or FRN, is kind of like smoothed out. It's so interesting to feel a knife that's been used for so long. It just feels different. I don't know if you've ever felt that sensation, but take a look at the main blade on this guy. In fact, I gotta take it off the screen to make it more funny. Do you think that's been sharpened a couple times? The two blades on it are a Skinner or a whatever blade that is, a spade blade, and what at one point used to be some kind of clip point. It looks like, kind of looks like a little moose. But I just like, that is real everyday carry. What's the word? Patina, really, right? Same guy. I'm trying to that knife I'm more or less looking at, and I'm going to just clean up. There's not too much sense in sharpening it. This is another one. This is the sheath. I can't remember if I showed this one off yet. It's a buck 111. Here's the sheath for it. Leather with a button, obviously. I took the knife out already. Here's the knife. I've started some cleaning on it. It's definitely different than the buck 110 in terms of you're not going to use this for hunting or anything. In fact, let me grab something. Okay, let's see here. Yeah, so there's not much to say about it, and I just wanted to show you though. I flushed the pivot out. It was grinding when you opened it, like, and it still has a little bit. So I still have some oil droplets to clean up and continue working it. Oops. Wow, it is such a pain to work around all of this stuff. And then I'm going to put an edge on it just to restore it. This would be something, probably, I think he got it as a groomsman or something. So it's like a specialty buck 110, or, I mean, it's the buck 111, but it's just one I haven't seen before and I wanted to share. Okay, and then on to the real unboxing video, which is this. Well, let's take this off the screen. If you wouldn't mind and you aren't subscribed, if you like my content, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, or if you like the video, just give the video a thumbs up, or a thumbs down works too. But I'm trying to grow, so if you wouldn't mind subscribing, I would appreciate that. Here's the box. A lot of you know just by that logo already. Liz Blade Banter made a knife, or designed a knife, and I believe QSP made it for him. And there it is, the Orion Solaris. Yeah, so because I was basically buying one that had a blemish on it, which, let me wipe this off and see if I can even find it. I honestly haven't even really looked for it. There's a blemish somewhere on the blade, and that's why he couldn't sell it during his Kickstarter. I, of course, really didn't care because I'm going to use it. See. Oh, there's some more on the back, I see. I think that's actually the real damage. That's what he showed me anyways. That means nothing to me. Multi several $100s or something, of course, but this is just a beautiful knife which retails at its maximum right now for $80, and I think it's an incredible deal for this knife. And it's 14C28N, so of the budget seals, that's probably my most preferred one, and I think that a lot of people would agree with that. Yeah, so you can see the liners through there, but they're not like absolutely full liners. You see how they kind of, oh, my phone doesn't know how to, they kind of taper. Anyways, they're like three-quarter liners or something. Plenty enough sturdiness for as far as I can tell, and at least for what I use it for. So okay, let me back up. You could buy either stone washed or satin, I think, and it comes with either red or blue to start with. So you get red or blue, stone washed or not, when they're available. Making it very comfortable, but the width of it is what surprised me the most, and I'll do all the measurements in the review. But what a cool knife to like. First of all, the fidget factor is through the roof. I mean, a lot of people have at least touched, if not own or have owned, the regular Elementum. That's what this. Well, this was a Blade HQ exclusive variant of it, but it's still the same concept, basically. Why am I showing it to you? Because these are, well, these two are options that are coming out right now. Okay, I just quickly pulled up Knife Center, and it looks like it's $66.30. So you're looking at about $20 more for this knife. Same blade steel. The regular Elementum. That's what this. Well, this was a Blade HQ exclusive variant of it, but it's still the same concept, basically. Oops. Why am I showing it to you? Because these are, well, these two are options that are coming out right now. Let me start a little bit fresh here. You can get from the shop, you can start with blue or red for the Orion Solaris, which is what this is. I got the red variant. You can then choose to buy other scale colors that he has, including carbon fiber, and the carbon fiber ones are only like $35. They look good. I've never touched them, but they appear to look good as I start to fidget with a knife next to the microphone. You know, so I guess my thought was, you know, here's two button lock knives that are within, touching distance as far as if I were shopping for a button lock knife, these are two knives that I would be looking at. This one here is just the example of the old original one. Okay. Which one do I like more? Same steel, button lock, more deployments, slimmer, smaller, and definitely smaller footprint. I mean, there's no doubt about that. Let me see if I can get this to stand. Of course not. You know, maybe I'm being deceived here. No, I think that that's pretty substantially bigger, unless I'm really going crazy. Well, now I need to check, because the crazy thing could be true. Let's just do inches. 0.53 on the Solaris. 0.43. Okay, so it's a full. Okay. So yes, the Solaris is thicker, not as thick number-wise as I was expecting it to say. 0.53 or 2 or whatever it was. That's not very much. That's not too bad. I've seen far worse or far thicker, but I think this is thick in a sense that it's ergonomic. The backspacer in your palm makes you feel like you have a nice palm full of material, really, and you can creep right up like this. I don't know how I feel about jimping. I don't think I would really want jimping on there. Let me So if I were looking at these two knives, this is 60, let's say 70 with shipping and everything, and that's conservatively. 70 to 80. I don't know if that includes shipping or not. It did for my deal with him, but it had the blemish. Yeah, I mean, it's a hard question because the Elementum is basically legendary right now in its status as, its geometry and abilities. However, not this variant, not the button lock one yet, right? I mean, we know the shape of the original Elementum. We know that this one's longer. If you haven't felt it yet, it's even more ergonomic than the original Elementum. It's got the 14C 28N blade steel, just like this. But this has all its other forms of deployment, and the button lock, and the scales that I can change. And I'm sure there's going to be a bajillion scales that Civivi comes out with for the button lock Elementum. But this one does support a more local, not local, but a more EDC community member. So, I mean, I guess all things considered, the cutting edge is very similar. You do get a little bit more cutting edge on the Elementum, but just by a touch, and it's all because of that finger choil, which I would rather keep. So you do get slightly, just ever, I mean, we're talking a few millimeters extra cutting the handle. Not that it matters too much because it's completely different in ergonomics and design. Is what, I don't know, half an inch longer. But yeah, I think that if I were logging in today looking for a button lock knife, these two would be of interest to me. And so I thought maybe they'd be of interest to you. And I just wanted to tell you a little bit about them. I don't have extensive, I've carried the button lock Elementum. It's from the pass around group, so there's only so much you can really do with a pass around knife. You can't beat it, not that I would want to beat it anyways, but in other words, I'm being extra careful with it, and because it's not mine. The Solaris is mine. I also am careful with it, excuse me, but I do, when there's a cutting task that needs to be done, I would obviously go towards my knives more often than not, just in case I left a blemish or something. But that having been said, I think I would, they're both good knives, I think that I would go with the Solaris. I mean, $80, am I missing something? For this to be only $80, is there some significant flaw that I'm not seeing right off? I mean, you've got a fairly decorative pivot. Excuse me, 1 second. $70, $80 roughly, let's just say. You get the button, you get more deployment, you get the same steel. You do get micarta, but the micarta, honestly, on the Civivi Elementum button lock, it doesn't feel even like the micarta on either the original Elementum. Well, actually, it does actually kind of feel closer to the original Elementum than the riffle. If you have the riffle, this micarta, this I want to say softer micarta, is not what this feels like. Just to give you a heads up, it's a harder material. It feels more plasticky. It is micarta though, but this is G10 with the option to upgrade to carbon fiber for $35. Okay, so I just quickly looked it up, and QSP is out of China as well. So the design came from Blade Banter here in the US. manufactured by QSP, and I'm 99% sure on that. If I'm wrong, someone please correct me. Which is from China. So in the end, they're both manufactured in China. Okay, we know that now. There's going to be many variants of blades, so the satin and black thing, that doesn't matter really. Colors of handles doesn't really matter. Materials does slightly, because you only have so many choices for the Solaris right now, and the button lock Elementum. They both are just coming out, and Civivi will of course make a bunch more scales for the Elementum, and I've even heard of titanium coming out for not necessarily the second run, but maybe future runs of the Solaris. Elementum button lock, Orion Solaris, both button locks. This one only can do button lock. This one has thumb studs, a flipper tab, same steels. I like the idea of helping Blade Banter out with his design. That's one plus for it. I do like that it's a titanium clip. I haven't had the best of luck with like those ball things that people put on the clips, but this doesn't look exactly like the ones I've used before. I'm going to take this off the screen just so my camera can not freak out. There we go. But this one looks more like it's just a nub of maybe titanium, and it does have enough springiness in it, as you see. So I haven't had trouble to do in like even a hammer grip or a saber grip, or if you creep up, right? You have all those options. You do have the flipper tab where the finger and the finger choils, you know, not a little dainty, you know, like this, well, or like this, for that matter. You know, I mean, I have on the smaller side hands, and so therefore the smaller side of fingers. This is fine with me, but it's tight. You know, I'm close. This, I mean, I have room to creep up in the creep up position. So there, you know, there's a lot of benefits to both. I could see the argument for either, but which one do I decide? I'm going Solaris, I think. I mean, I've been playing with this nonstop. It's got to drive people in the house crazy. But they are aside right now, mostly, so I could spend time with some other knives. I have one that I really want to show you, but I think I'm going to end up using it in the giveaway. And that said, there are many arguments to make this be a very viable option as well. I would probably eventually go this road too, but the giveaway, if you're not subscribed, a little icon will show up somewhere around here towards the end of the video. You can just click that or scroll down a little bit and hit subscribe. I would appreciate it very much. Even if you don't like the content, thumbs down doesn't hurt my feelings. It just tells me that it's not a great video, and I shouldn't do it that way next time. I don't mind the feedback, and I'm always in the comments if you talk with me. So do me a favor and subscribe if you like the videos. That's the last thing I'll leave this on. Is it the last thing I'm going to leave this on? Well, you can see, I mean, it's nothing like accumulating, but it's just wet slush shit or stuff, sorry, YouTube people, that is or has fallen or whatever. It's not accumulating. I'm just saying it's still got snow. It's like, well, clearly nearly freezing because it's snowing. I'm just saying it's time for winter to be over. I want summer. Bye. Thanks for tuning in to EDC Journeys. If you liked the video, hit thumbs up. If you like the content, consider subscribing, please. Have a good day.